Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hello everybody and welcome to my walkthrough of The Darkest Dungeon. This is a turn-based tactical RPG created by Red Hook Studios. This game came out a while ago in early access. I bought it then and I've continued to play it pretty consistently ever since. With the most recent announcement of the second game coming, I thought it would be a great time to return to this game and show everybody what this game's about. So let's just jump into it. I purchased all the DLCs, I played them all, so I'm just going to start a new game here. Like I said, here are all the DLCs. Okay, I'm gonna start the campaign. We're just gonna do Darkest instead of Blood Moon, so it has a better viewing experience. It's not too hard, but it's a good way to explain the game. This road to Mordor.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Alright. So this is the game. Alright, so let's start with map navigation. You are currently in a room. To move forward, click on another room on the map display. This will take you to the connecting hallway. We'll do that in a second. I would say the first thing that jumps out at you when you start playing this game is the art style. I think it has a very unique art style and is freaking amazing, to be honest with you. Not very many games have this kind of art style. It's beautiful to me. Alright, then we got the music, obviously. Phenomenal. And the voice acting of the narrator. And they don't pay him enough money to narrate this game. Alright, so you just click on the map. So the first start, just click on the map and you move to the room. That's how you progress throughout
Brigands
the levels.
have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
While in the hallway, press D to move forward, A to move back. If you prefer the mouse, you can click ahead or behind the party to move them. Alright, so let's just start with the basics here. So you can have up to 4 characters in a party. We're starting here with 2. You have different sets of people that can do different things. He's more of a tank, and he's more of a damage dealer. You can have up to 4 abilities for each person. You can upgrade those abilities, and you can actually get new abilities at the blacksmith in town. I'll go over that a little bit later. What's also important about this is your positioning. So you normally want to have your tanks in the front because their abilities can only hit, if you can see these 2 lines down here. So there's 4 dots on each side. So for this ability, if you're positioned in the first or second position on our side, you can hit the position of the first and second enemy on their side. So then we look at here. So if we're on the second, third, or fourth position on our side, you can hit the second, third, or fourth position on their side with this ranged ability. Okay, and it's just for every ability, it shows you that as well. Okay, some abilities are not damage dealing. Obviously, some of them have different, uses and stuff, so we'll go explain that more as we go on. You can also have items here that will increase your character's stats, and you also have gear. You don't find the gear, you upgrade them in town. But we'll go forward, and then obviously you have the health and stress. Stress is one of the biggest parts of this game. Managing and controlling your stress and controlling, everything around this idea of stress and what your character goes through is one of the main points of this game. You also have all of the basic stats of your characters here. We'll also go through that later. So let's start moving on here.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Alright, kill the enemy. Combat is turn-based. On your hero's turn, click a skill icon and then click on the highlighted target. If you can't select a particular skill, it's because that hero needs to be standing in a different spot, or there are no valid targets. Mouse over the skill to see the requirements. So that's exactly what I was saying. Okay, so we're going to start with Open Veil. So it has a chance to bleed, has an accuracy of 95, bleed resist on the target, you have a debuff, and speed on the target is a debuff as well. So you have a chance to get 2 points of health every round for 3 rounds. So let's see if we get this. Now, when you hover over the enemy, you get on the right side all of their statistics. You can see their dodge chance, their speed, their resistances down at the bottom. So they have stun 25% resistance, blight 20, bleed 20, debuff 15, and move 25%. Okay, the higher the percentage, the less likely you are to inflict that debuff, that debuff on them. Skills on the right will show you certain abilities that they can do, but this is a basic level enemy, so he doesn't have any skills right now. Alright, so we got 7, and we got a chance to bleed, so bleeding targets, well, specifically this ability, has 2 damage per round, and that only lasts for 3 rounds. Alright, now let's start with Reynold here. Also, you can click on each of the characters to see their different skills, so later on you can upgrade these skills or choose these different skills. Camping is a different conversation. Camping takes place on longer outings, It's normally used to decrease stress of your characters and used for like healing and stuff like that. Okay, you also have this quirks tab, so he has Warrior of the Light, 10 plus damage if Torch is above 75. He also has God-Fearing. In town, will only pray for stress relief, and a Kleptomaniac is prone to stealing items. So you'll find certain items around, and sometimes this character has a chance to steal it. Alright, you can change their outfit, their color if you want to. It's interesting. You see the base stats, you can see the level of that, the stress that's associated with him. You can see what kind of character he is, and you can rename him back in the town. There's also diseases, resistances, just as the same with the enemies that you saw earlier. You see his preferred position. He prefers to be in the front 2 lanes, and his preferred target is normally the front 2 targets. This is all the preferred position and preferred target is all dependent on the abilities that you selected. So if you select Holy Lance, your preferred position might be a little bit farther back because you can only use Holy Lance in this 3rd or 4th position. So your preferred position might be further on, depending on which abilities you have. So let's keep going. I don't want to bore you guys to death.
As the fiend
Alright, we
falls,
just took it
a
pretty easy.
faint hope blossoms.
Each item, if you take it, will occupy space in your inventory. Mouse over items to show details about them. This works for your inventory too. Okay, so we got 100 gold for killing that dude. So let's just keep walking. So here is a tent. You can normally loot it. Okay, while exploring, you'll often find interactive objects. Click or press W to investigate them. Take a look at this tent. So you can choose an item to put in here that could affect your chances of getting an item out, or decrease your chances of getting a disease or anything like that by searching through any of these tents or crates or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to check inside the tent, or you can ignore it. We're going to check inside. Some of the valuables inside the tent.
Packs laden with loot
We got some nice
are
gold.
often low on
So let's
supplies.
move there. And let's move on to the room.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be
Alright.
found in forgotten places.
So, one thing that I have not talked about much is the
An
surprise
ambush.
tactic.
Send these vermin a message.
So, either you
The
can get
rightful
surprised
owner
or
has
they can get
returned,
surprised.
and
If
their
you were
kind
surprised
is no longer
normally,
welcome.
you will be the second people to attack, while your enemies get your first chance to strike, since you were the one that was surprised. Also goes the other way. If you surprise them, normally you get the first chance to attack because they were surprised. Now, another thing that I have not discussed is Torchlight. And this whole idea of light. So you get different bonuses and different situations that happen depending on what your Torchlight is. So since my Torchlight is rather high, we still get dodge, scouting, and a chance to surprise monsters. If it decreases, you'll get more of a chance of you being surprised. Your dodge will go down, but you also have the chance of increasing your loot. Okay? So let's just keep going. So now we got two people here. Let's see how we're gonna deal with this. We normally want this guy in the front, but it doesn't really matter right now. So open vein. Since this guy has rather big health, I want to start his bleeding, since it's gonna take a couple rounds to kill him. So, all right, nice. Keep it down. All right, nice. We got some dodge. Ouch. Yeah, that hurt. All right. He's got a 50% chance of not being stunned. I normally would try to stun him. There's a high chance that it won't happen. Well, there's a 50% chance it won't happen. Go for it. Did I get him? Did I get him? Nice. Alright. So he is stunned until next round. We're going to keep on bleeding this guy out. Stats down. So it does stack. Bleeding or your poison or anything like that. So now it's up to 4. So since he's at 9 health, he's almost gonna chop him with. Oh gosh. All right, so he's 1 point away from dying, theoretically. So it's just.
Monstrous size has no
All right, so
intrinsic
we
merit,
also have corpses.
unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
When most monsters die, they leave corpses. Corpses act as temporary obstacles and will eventually go away on their own. You can attack corpses to destroy them faster, but often a better approach is use ranged skills, push dice pull abilities, or even corpse cleaning special skills that some heroes possess. Monsters killed with bleed or blight or crits leave no corpses at all. Okay, the reason why you would want to kill a corpse is obviously if your heroes cannot reach the person above. So, for instance, since he's such a large enemy, he takes up. It's not a fact joke, by the way, but you know, maybe it is. He takes up the first and second spots, so I can't actually hit this target back here with my Crusader. So I'm gonna take a chop at. Jump over the corpse. Nice. So the corpse is dead. Now both the characters can hit this guy. So that's we gotta bleed. We gotta debuff, resist. Start. Obviously, this is tutorial level, but
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
alright. So we got some gold, some holy water, which is used to purge evil and restore purity. Got a yellow fading hope, green team. So those just sell automatically because they don't have any purpose other than gold. And then we have Crests of Honor, a signal of honor earned by family. Now these and other things similar to this are used to upgrade the town buildings and stuff like that. Okay, you also have the option of going through chests and stuff to open it up. You have a high chance of bleeding or getting hurt by that, but you also have a chance of getting loot. If you have like a key or something, you might want to place it in there in hopes of getting it. So it is trapped, so I got blighted, which stinks. But luckily I'm just going back to town. Alright, so that's the old road. So that was the first start to our adventure. That was a very basic overview of what's happening. We are at this end screen. You can see. Nice. So I actually got something good out of that. So 15% healing skills while camping. That's pretty good. Not bad. So then we're going to return to the town. And we're just going to go through a basic overview of the town, and then we'll call it a day. If you guys
Welcome
enjoyed
home.
it, let me know.
Such as it is. This
do another one.
squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now,
Alrighty.
and you are bound to them.
So this is the activity log. Shows you exactly what you should be doing, trying to defeat all these things. It's a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. But, yeah, so by the end of the game, you should try to defeat all of these things. Alright. Let's start at the very basic. We have the stagecoach. You recruit new heroes. So your new heroes
Women
will come
and
here.
men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
I absolutely love the narrator in this, so I'll just pause every time he starts talking. Alright, so we have a Plague Doctor and a Vastille. You can choose whether or not you want to add these to your party. So you have 2 out of 10 slots right now. You can upgrade this if you want. You can see there are different, you have busts, portraits, deeds, and crests, and they're used to update, or they're used to upgrade the different buildings in your town in order to get something else. So actually, I'm going to increase the number of recruits available for hire. So next time we come back, we'll have more people here. So we're gonna
What
wanna
better
take
laboratory
both of
than the
these.
blood-soaked battlefield?
Okay. And let's move to here. We have Graveyard.
Most
Shows
will
you
end
all
up here,
the characters that
covered
have
in
died.
the poisoned earth, awaiting
To that
merciful oblivion.
Let's see. We have the Ancestor
In
Memoirs.
time, you will know the tragic
all the
extent of my failings.
Different cut screens and stuff like that. Cinematics. Okay, and then we have the shop where you
Trinkets
can
and
purchase
charms,
different
gathered from all
items
the
that your
forgotten
characters can
corners
use.
of the earth.
I hardly ever use this, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that's about it. Alright, so if you guys want to learn more about this game or you're interested in it, please let me know. And I'll make another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.